Today, we're going to be speaking about big old Onision because basically, he's been releasing a book. Well, he's been partly releasing a new book.
So what is the book about then?
Pretty much, it is a life story behind Onision. We've got the front cover here. It's called In Real Life, Onision.
Why does he look like he's in Tekken?
Mate, he looks like he's standing into the Hulk.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
yeah. You know, you haven't watched She-Hulk, but there's a bit where he reveals his son. This is what he was actually meant to reveal, but Disney thought it might not be a good idea.
I can't wait to see Onision in that clip where they're all like dancing in the office like in She-Hulk.
Onision, Megan Thee Stallion and She-Hulk, they're just twerking together.
Yeah.
So he's released some facts about this book. Number one, it comes out on March the 27th, 2023. Make sure to get that for Rog. I'm sure he'll be interested.
I think that's when the Aztecs truly thought the world was going to end.
You can pre-order it here on iTunes, because apparently he's done an audiobook for this as well, which, I mean, I'm probably going to listen to, let's be real.
Yeah, when you're walking Kenji, you'll have that in your ears.
Yeah.
And then Kenji will be like, Fraser, why are you getting closer to the bridge? And I put the headphones in Kenji's ears.
Kenji just jumps.
Kenji just has a seizure.
He just starts his tongue just starts, he's like, oh, that. Alright, it is mostly the same book published on this site. However, there is a great bonus chapter, in brackets, great being subjective lol.
Does he actually say lol?
Yes, he does say that is subjective lol.
Well, this book's going to have some well-written content.
We'll go through the introduction, because you can read a few chapters. It's a 12-minute read, but we'll go through the little best bits. It begins off saying, Introduction. For some time, I have wondered if I am a highly capable writer, or if I'm a silly fool, inspiring for the impossible. Through high school, I was deemed a superior writer. Without request, I was recommended to advance placement solely in the field of English literature by my teacher, who at the time prided himself on the fact that he looked like a now deceased Joseph Stalin.
It sounds like the teacher's put a smiley face in his textbook, and it's like giving him like this massive ego.
He handed in his little like in the story of Onision, and it ends up Onision lived happily ever after, and then the English literature teacher, he was like 6 rums in, it was like 9 p.m. and I just looked at it and thought, I just can't be bothered.
This was back in year 1 when he was just tracing letters on paper and then the teacher just put, good job Onision, and then Onision went, I was always deemed to be a great writer.
This is the equivalent of, like, you know, in school when you get put as what is it when is it special or something?
Mate,
there's
treading on thin ice here.
No, nothing like that.
Gifted and talented.
Gifted and talented. Onision was in the gifted and talented category.
I think he got Star of the Week.
Yeah, and it goes, my previous books are infamous. There is no question or doubt that is exactly what they are. Infamy means to be well known in a bad way. But what is the bad way I am known?
Well, you wear Astros in public.
Hello, it's just me again, just interjecting here to say, could you please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I understand a lot of you buggers sometimes don't if I don't ask it, so please could you do so, but also could you please follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff in the description. It's all there. All the full episodes other than this one are on those platforms, so yeah, thanks for watching, mates, and see you in the next one.
Do you think Onision is good at five-a-side?
Where do you think Gregory Jackson would play on the pitch? I think this man is like a number 9. I think he's smashing them in top bins every single time.
I think he's got left back written all over him.
You think? How come?
Left back in the changing room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm really sad. No, I think that Greg was the type of guy to turn up. He gets to the pitch and he realizes they're actually just giving him the wrong address. What are you doing? What are you doing? You stinky. You really are.
I just wanted to see if I could make that noise.
You just do it a little.
Nice.
Oh, I love the fact that Greg's probably watching these two terrible.
I can show you, mate.
Send that to your mates, Greg. Send that to your noncy mates. Timmy Jones is a made-up person, not real. Just simply exists for me to use as a fabrication of a real person. So I think he's going to be describing himself throughout this book as Timmy Jones. So this is just a pretty tame introduction. But then you move on to chapter 5, where it's called Kissing and Deeper.
Should I drop my pants now?
Yes, you should, mate. Get it out.
I've got a stonk on.
Well, in this, he starts speaking about bullies, and he describes himself as Batman. The students ganging up on the boy had thrown a tennis ball at his head. As I recall, the tennis ball connected connected to his face, and he was on the ground by the time I got there. I helped him up to the ground, looked at the angry mob with frustration, and shot my eyes towards the school where I walked down the hill and off to safety. I don't know what really happened. I don't know whether I was angry at him, and there is no real I was punished for being nice narrative to validate my earlier statements this time. Basically, he was just hating popular people. This was just an example of a moment there was no reward for punishment for being a nice person, but that experience did teach me to dislike mobs even more like I had before. This is where it starts to get weird.
It sounds really incel at the moment.
No, this is where it gets out. He goes, the popular kids had a little more the enemy to me, in quotes. Seed of anger that would grow over time, making my imagination become monstrous in my later high school years. You know the series Batman? No, I don't, Greg. I've never heard of Batman, you silly There is a reason that a specific comic book hero is so popular despite Batman having no physical superpowers. Many of us relate to Batman. We almost want to be that strong, independent hero, or at least to be friends with that hero. But what a lot of us don't realise is the majority of us, we're the mob.
When in reality, he's just taking big L's from iNabber on a weekly basis.
And also, Greg, you're not Batman, you are a sad loser with a website where you probably speak to yourself. Should we continue reading this?
Yep, go on. I'm hooked.
All right. Well, there's Onision versus Leafy's hair. What the is that? That's your mum, mate. In fact, I'm more concerned about all the thumbnails on here. You've got, I'm not sure what's going on here. And you got Onision in the military. Do you know Onision was in the military?
What did he do in the military?
Probably killed a bunch of people, mate. I would not be surprised. He got a lot. No, he actually got kicked out of the military.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Wait, did he actually?
Yeah.
Oh my, I mean, there are some actual notable comparisons here. Okay, then he moves on to the girls that he dated in 5th grade. There were a couple of girls I dated in 5th grade. One was a blonde white girl. She was obsessed with me in the most toxic way imaginable for a 5th grader. She was sending two little X's.
Yeah, mate. She'd send him 3 X's and then 2 in the next message.
He was ruffling, even LMAO, and even sending 6 hearts, and she was just replying with one little smoochy kiss.
She was just sending the K.
And this led to this man's madness. She every single time she wrote a message, there was just one less X every single time.
Every so often, it'd send a big paragraph. She'd just reply with the L face.
Did that ever happen to you when you were a kid? You're writing it because I swear this was a thing when we were younger. We just had an obsession with sending big paragraphs saying why we loved our girlfriends when we were like 15. Like it's genuinely the most well thought Shakespearean romantic paragraphs possible. What I don't know why this was a thing,
and
but
then you're just going, oh, that was an exhausting time.
My parents broke up when I was 10 years old because my mum left them for a younger man. I don't know why I just said this.
And now he's had a stroke.
Dad, if you're watching this, keep on kicking. They actually can't do that right now. Okay, let's continue about Onision's freakish relationships. He goes, my name was written all over her pencil keeper. I'm quite actually concerned that he actually...
I think he's still got...
Anyone that remembers this stuff to this detail is...
It's not even that. I think he's still blushes over it.
Yeah.
I think it still makes him flustered seeing that name on that pencil case. She
stared at me obsessively during class and talked about me to everyone. I know, because they tell me. It's just like, you know, you had a mate who... do you ever have a mate that just lied about how they were dating somebody when they were younger? I had this one friend who told everybody that he was seeing this girl. Complete utter bollocks, but he was very adamant about it.
Really?
And I feel like...
I never had that, because I wasn't friends with losers like you, mate.
Yeah, mate, I'm friends with you. I know because they tell me, not just because they're talking about the numerous obsessive things she was doing as well. The girl would constantly physically hit and punch me, despite me telling her to... Well, this is a bit weird. At some point, I told her if she hit me again, I would dump her. She hit me shortly after that.
Wait, that is written. That prose is beautiful.
And after I yelled, well done. Unfortunately for me, it was a very awkward place to dump someone, so I stepped out of line whilst we were standing to walk off into the bathroom. Why? I had nowhere to go, due to the fact that our classroom door was not open yet in front of the line. The other girl I dated broke up with me. She was also white, but brown-haired. She wrote me quite possibly the most idiotic breakup note I have ever heard of. In the note, it's quite mad that he is remembering all of
I
these.
cannot wait to read the next instalment of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because that is essentially what this is.
He says, "Dear Greg, I want to let you know that I really like you. I am glad this did not happen. This is not a real thing. I'm glad we got to spend time together. I think you're a really nice guy. I feel really..."
Dear Greg, what happened to Timmy Jones?
Yeah, Greg, you've lied to us.
Who's Timmy Jones?
Timmy Jones is just an individual who... Maybe it's his dad.
Do you think he comes back as Timmy Jones?
Timmy, like Thanos returning.
Yeah.
I feel really bad. I was. This gets really sad. So not only is he getting smacked up by his 13-year-old girlfriend, this other girlfriend's broken out of him saying, "I was dared to ask you out as a joke, but because I actually started to like you, I have to break up with you. I'm sorry." Greg, you need to move on, mate. You're like 42 years old. You shouldn't be hyper focusing on your relationships when you're 12 years old. What are we giving this on a review so far?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It teaches you how you should not be when you're in school.
Did you get smacked up by your girlfriend in year 5?
No.
Did you have a girlfriend in year 5?
No, I didn't have a girlfriend until I was in year 9.
You are a loser, aren't you?
Yes, that was why I didn't have a girlfriend.
Was that actually?
Well, I just didn't want to put myself through the torment that Onision had to deal with.
Mate, I was too busy focusing on my GCSEs.
Mate, I was one chubby little loser in year 5.
Were you fat little boy?
Yeah, I was a fat little boy. I'd just walk around eating chips and
just fat little Aidan.
Getting called fat.
Just fat little Aidan walking around Cackling High middle school with chips in his hand.
That's
a sad thought. There's a sad thought.
I had like a bowl cut as well.
You did. You made stupid little YouTube videos where you sing jumpity jump.
And reviewed Roblox.
Yeah, can I play that in this video right now?
You can do, yeah.
Hi, I'm Aidan Flat and welcome to my review on Roblox. It's a free chat room you can download. It costs absolutely nothing unless you want to be a member. Jump. And if you've got any problems, just email me and Tom at superflydinosaurs@hotmail.com.
That was your that's your origin story.
That was me. That explains why I look like the way I do now.
And that's why you're a loser.
Yeah,
and as am I. I also didn't have a girlfriend in year 5. In fact, in year 5, I think I was very sad because, as I said, my parents broke up when I was 10.
How did I break the news to you?
They sat me down on a table and they said, "Fraser, we're going our separate ways and we think it's the best for you." And it wasn't the best for me because I got really chubby and I got greasy hair and I didn't wash. What the fuck is this? oh, mate! We've just been bullying my dad for having a stroke for the last 2 hours.
Look what you did to your parents.
It's my fault, isn't it?
Mate, they would be living it up in Spain right now, probably, living the best retirement of their lives. But you ruined it.
Mate.
You destroyed it all.
Do you think the stroke was my fault as well?
Yeah.
For context, my dad had a stroke 5 days ago. It's actually a harrowing story, and I'm really sad about it. But reading Greg's book is the grieving process.
Mate, step 1... anger. Step 2, denial. Step 3, reading Greg Jackson's autobiography.
Step 4, eating the cheese string Pokemon from Pokemon Violet.
Step 5, putting on weight, having greasy hair and not washing.
Step 6, having an ice old cold bevy with Rog and then playing some bowls.
Step 7, beast mode.
And Step 8, going out and bashing one out over Dobby's big ears.
Step 9,
big stinky balls. And step 10, to finally top it off, just jumping in Nikocado avocados, big old bum. And you've been listening to Buddy's podcast.
Sorry about that.
Reviews of the book before we go anywhere.
Reviews of the book. 10 out of 7 would Timmy Jones again.
Timmy, if you're watching this right now, geez, fix us up.
Timmy, if you come anywhere near me, don't doubt that I will lob as many tennis balls at your bonce as possible.
We will f you up, geez. You are one ugly.
That is straight from the NR33 Bang Bang.
And Timmy, I should actually what if he was just watching Fairly Odd Parents and this is where the book came from? He just saw Timmy Turner. Is that his name, Timmy Turner?
Timmy Turner,
with his stupid pink hat. And then you've also got to think where are Wanda and Cosmo in his story? And why did they allow Timmy to get a ball to the face?
They appeared after he got the ball to the face.
That was why he got Fairly Odd Parents.
Mate, that is Timmy Turner and his mental schizophrenia.
Timmy Turner is he was speaking about Batman because Timmy Turner is in Arkham Asylum.
I mean, that's what happens to any kid when your dad's like that.
Dad, get well soon.
Thing is, would you rather have Fraser's dad as your dad or the dad from Fairly Odd Parents? I'd have the one that could move both sides of their body.
Jeez. Okay. Now we have to move on, my friend, to The Matrix, because recently a lot of people have been getting exposed by The Matrix, like your big mum.